Do you remember Sancho's impressive goal against Tottenham? It was a shot from outside the box. The ball arced, hit the post, and went straight into the net. The most remarkable thing wasn't just the picturesque goal, but his decision to shoot himself instead of passing the ball as usual. This is truly a turning point in Sancho's play at Chelsea. Before, we often saw Sancho always looking to pass the ball to his teammates when he had the chance. He was the type of player who always prioritized assists, looking for smooth combinations rather than taking shots himself. But now it's different. At Chelsea, he's gradually being reshaped to become a more selfish player in a positive way. After the match, Sancho shared that he had trained a lot in practice to improve his finishing ability. And his teammates and coaching staff also encouraged him to do so. What was the result? In the match against Tottenham, besides the first goal, Sancho also had 2 other shots, a number far exceeding his average in previous matches. Clearly, this change doesn't just come from his own efforts but also from the environment at Chelsea, where coach Enzo Maresca is building a real threat in front of the opponent's goal. The increased frequency of shots and his preferred left-wing position are among the reasons why Sancho is gradually regaining his form. It's the fact that he's being used in his natural position on the left wing. At Manchester United, he had to adapt to many different roles, sometimes playing on the right wing, sometimes even dropping deep as a midfielder. As at Chelsea, Maresca seems to understand that the left wing is where Sancho can maximize his potential. Not only is his position favorable, but Chelsea's playing style also helps Sancho express himself freely, rather than forcing him to stay on the touchline or rush forward with high speed. The team leverages Sancho's ability to handle the ball in tight spaces and his smart combinations. He doesn't need the blistering pace like Eden Hazard did before, but he brings subtlety and excellent maneuverability in complex situations. Furthermore, Sancho's willingness to take more shots is also a positive sign. In 10 Premier League matches this season, despite starting only 7, he has scored 2 goals and is starting to shoot more regularly. With the left wing position, he not only has space to handle the ball but also has more opportunities to approach the goal. If he maintains this momentum, we can fully expect an even more explosive Sancho, a player who not only assists but also knows how to shine himself with important goals. Coach Enzo Maresca is at the turning point in Sancho's career. Looking back at Jadon Sancho's journey at Chelsea, it's clear that he is enjoying a significant resurgence. And the person behind this change is coach Enzo Maresca. Maresca is not just a manager but also someone who understands how to unlock the potential of special players like Sancho. One of the first things Maresca did was redefine Sancho's role. He realized that Sancho is not a typical winger who sprints and charges directly toward the opponent's goal. Instead, he saw in Sancho a player with extremely impressive ball control in tight spaces. An excellent artist who can turn crowded areas into creative opportunities. In matches, especially when facing teams with deep defenses, Sancho has become an indispensable factor in situations where Chelsea needs a smart player to break down tight defenses. He is always the chosen one. The match against Heidenheim in the Europa Conference League is a prime example. Sancho created 2 high-class assists, including a seamless combination with Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall to help Mykolo Mudryk score. After the match, Maresca did not hold back his praise. Sancho is the one who brings what we need in the final third. He not only creates chances but also has the ability to finish. And that will be very helpful for the team. What is worth noting here is that Maresca is not trying to turn Sancho into a different version of anyone else. Instead, he is building him into a player who fits Chelsea's style of play, where creativity and tactical awareness are paramount. This is why Sancho is gradually becoming a key player in the squad. Sancho and Eden Hazard, similarities and differences. If you're a long-time Chelsea fan, you'll see echoes of Eden Hazard in Jadon Sancho's playing style. Both possess excellent ball control, a knack for handling situations in crowded areas, and above all, the ability to create moments of brilliance. But at the same time, there are clear differences between them. Hazard, in his prime, stood out with his explosive speed and powerful solo runs. He could break through an entire defense on his own with just a few sprints. In contrast, Sancho doesn't rely on speed but rather on finesse, technique, and passing vision. He doesn't need to rush like the wind. Instead, he uses feints, body swerves, and deadly passes to stretch the opponent's formation. A prime example was Sancho's debut game against Bournemouth. In a situation where he was dribbling on the left flank, 3 opposing defenders were drawn into his continuous feints. When they were preoccupied with him, Sancho suddenly threaded a through ball inside for Nicolas Jackson. Although the shot didn't result in a goal, that situation clearly showed the difference that Sancho brings. A player who plays with his head more than with strength or speed. However, when it comes to effectiveness in tight spaces, Sancho and Hazard share an astonishing commonality. Both are masters at finding unlikely passing angles, opening up scoring opportunities for teammates. That's why both are considered playmakers when playing on the left flank. But the biggest difference is that Hazard will always be ready to shoot, while Sancho tends to prioritize assists. This is also what Maresca is gradually changing in Sancho. The coach not only encourages him to be more confident in his plays but also requires him to shoot more to become a complete threat in front of the goal. Overall, Sancho is gradually maturing under Maresca's guidance. He is not just a winger but also a true playmaker in Chelsea's style of play. If he continues to develop in this direction, there is no reason to doubt that Sancho will become one of the biggest stars of the team in the near future. Assisting efficiency and explosion in a new role. If you look at Jadon Sancho's stats at Chelsea this season, you'll immediately see that he's undergoing a clear transformation. After just 9 appearances in the Premier League, 7 as a starter, Sancho already has 3 assists, matching the total number of assists he achieved in each season at Manchester United. This shows significant progress in maximizing his ability to create opportunities, something that Chelsea desperately needs from him. Sancho not only provides assists but also contributes to the overall gameplay with intelligent movement and the ability to create penetrations into the penalty area or deliver balls into the box. With an average of 7.4 ball deliveries into the penalty area per 90 minutes. He is leading the entire Chelsea team in this statistic. This is evidence of his effectiveness and contribution in creating continuous pressure on the opposing defense. Through Sancho's style of play, you see a player who always knows how to choose the right time to unleash a decisive pass or cleverly combine to open up space for his teammates. The recent assists are not just luck, they are the result of the skill and vision he brings. Improving finishing ability, a necessary step. However, if he only stops at assisting, Sancho will not be able to become a complete star. What Chelsea and coach Enzo Maresca want to see is him improve his finishing ability. This is precisely the area he is trying to change. Previously, Sancho was always considered a player who was a bit too gentle in front of goal. He preferred to pass rather than score himself. But at Chelsea, this is gradually changing. In the last 5 matches across all competitions, Sancho has taken 7 shots, a positive number compared to the early matches of the season. His conversion rate is also good with 2 goals from 8 shots, equivalent to 25%. This not only shows his effectiveness but also proves that Sancho has the potential to become a dangerous goalscorer if he continues to be confident in his finishing. Maresca has emphasized this. Sancho is not just an assist provider, he also needs to know how to score goals, with him being continuously encouraged to be more selfish in front of the goal. It is a step in the right direction. If he can balance between assisting and finishing, Chelsea will have a complete attacking star. Potential to become a complete star. Jadon Sancho was once a bright star at Dortmund, but his unsuccessful years at Manchester United have somewhat dimmed that image. Now, at Chelsea, he is gradually regaining his peak form. The combination of assisting and finishing ability is what makes people believe that he can become a complete player. Sancho is not just a regular winger, he is a pace setter on the left flank. A player who unlocks defenses and creates moments of brilliance. But to reach the level of superstars like Eden Hazard before him, Sancho needs to maintain consistency and increase his confidence when shooting. The road ahead is still long, but with Maresca's guidance and a good supporting team, Sancho has everything he needs to develop. He is no longer just a former young talent but is gradually becoming one of the key pillars in Chelsea's squad. If he continues in the right direction, Sancho could become one of the most dangerous players in the Premier League. One that any defense would have to be wary of. Yet, something's still missing. Even so, there's still something missing in Sancho. Just a little more to recreate the image of the young man who once captivated all of Europe at Dortmund. What's missing is the goal output. The telling numbers. The goals are explosive moments that shake the stadium. He is improving, he is finding himself again, but everything is still unfinished. It feels like every shot, every play of Sancho's promises something great. but lacks a bit of cold-bloodedness to reach perfection. And this is also like Chelsea right now. They are reviving, they are playing with an appealing identity, but they still lack wins against the Big Six to truly rise to the top in a dignified manner. Just one more breakthrough, one memorable match, and Chelsea and Sancho will no longer be on a journey but will become names that make every opponent fear. There is only a little bit more, just a little bit more for them to rewrite their own story. That feeling is so expectant and hopeful.